Pungios, the Pixel 9 Pro XL is finally out. Obviously, you can get the Pixel 9, you can get the Pro, and you get the XL. I opted into the XL because I got the 8 Pro last year, and I wanted to see what all the hullabaloo is all about. I think I would opt into the Pro as opposed to the XL. There really is only a couple of key features. It's about 1/2 inch bigger than the Pro. It does get the extra telephoto lens. And lastly, it's got the AI features. If you don't care about AI as much as I don't care, then if you're gonna be switching, I probably don't recommend it. It's not a big upgrade from the 8, but if you're going from any other phone to this one, I think is a good competitor. Other than that, it's really snappy. I really like the really high refresh display. Battery's pretty long, gaming's just fine, and the camera is pretty decent. What I wanna show in general, how different this phone is from the rest of the ecosystem, and you would actually be quite surprised. It's not much different. The likeness on this is so similar to the iPhone. The biggest thing that you're gonna notice isn't necessarily the phone itself, but the cost that it's gonna take on your wallet. I think the biggest things that I noticed here for this device is how much more expensive it is and how similar the build itself is to the iPhone. They moved away from the ornate chamfered edges to more of a blocky iPhone-esque chassis that does have aluminum rails as opposed to the titanium on the iPhone. With that said, let's break this down, unbox it, show the features of the different device, and see what this camera is all about. From what I've been told, it doesn't seem like the camera is much different than its predecessor, which is unfortunate. I don't like how they've moved towards AI because I don't really care. Let's see if this is worth it to you. Here they are, both in the hand. As you can see, the Pixel 9 Pro XL has got a bigger footprint. It's about the same size as the Pixel 8 Pro. You can see that the visor is completely different. One of them kind of looks like the Minions from Despicable Me, whereas the other one is more of like a Star Trek visor, as you can see. Both of them have the silicone cases from Google that made them. Buttons are about the same. Cutouts here on the top are the same. Chassis is much different, which we will show, but you can see on the Pixel 8 Pro, you've got the 2 speakers, whereas the singular one there on the bottom for the 9 XL. Opening them up, the Pixel 8 Pro has much of a clear chamfered edge. It is a round over here. The chamfer is clean all the way to the aluminum chassis with the visor that wraps all the way through to it, as you can see. You get your cellular bands there on the side. You got your 3 camera array, LiDAR, as well as LED. Whereas the Pixel 9 Pro XL has this shelf, I don't know, visor, that goggles that kind of protrude out of it, which I can tell are gonna be definitely a sponge for dust. You can see the cell bands are similarly around that aluminum chassis. Buttons are nice and aluminum. Around the edges, you got your I/O, SIM tray, as well as speaker. A little bit different vibe, completely different. Both of them weigh and feel similar, and they both have similar yet completely different hardware. The hardware from the Pixel 8 Pro is incremental to the 9 Pro XL, but you have some more software, AI, and that dedicated AI chip in the inside as well. Side by side, I like how both of them have a really clean optical image stabilization. As I go to the end of my yard, you can see that it is doing some sharpening, especially since I'm in the shade here. The contrast is nice. As you can see, the background does get blown out, but as I aim it up towards the sun, it does look like it is able to adjust. For a general vlogging camera, this is really nice. I think this shot really shows it off. You can still see the darks and shadows of the grass, but the lights aren't necessarily blown out so much as we pan that tree. As I get out of the bright light into the shade, you can see that's able to adjust accordingly. What I think the Google lens is known for is enriching the picture more than it normally feels like it. This is extra green. As I get close to it, you can see both of them have a nice bokeh with this micro shot. As I get close to the subject, I think it looks really cool. It's pretty good. See if we can catch this bee in action, or wasp. Both cameras have an ultra wide. This is what that looks like. It also has stabilization. It's not as robust, I think, as the 1X wide. And you can see that the colors are a lot darker. The contrast is much heavier. The blues are blown out until it adjusts. So you can see the difference between the two. They're basically the same hardware and software. I mean, it's two different videos, but the pictures look exactly the same. I like to get down here in this area because it does show off some of the contrast. We're gonna zoom into 2x. This is the 1x wide, just zoomed in to 2x. It actually does a pretty good job. The darks are pretty clean. You can see all the way back into my yard. There's a lot of tools and items here. But for the most part, I think it does a good job in low light. Now we're gonna look at the 1x to the 5x. This is why you're getting the Pro or the Pro XL. Punching both in, you can see there is some serious optical image stabilization. As I pan up past my fence, you can see the far trees in the sky. Looks pretty good. It's able to get a nice field of view, zoomed up. And the bokeh on this is pretty good as well. Showing you the 5x, you do have some good bokeh on the background. It's not like a clean bokeh ball, but it looks pretty good when it's zoomed in. Showing you that same shot on the 1x, it looks pretty good. Selfie camera, holding out and extending my hands as far as I can. Each one of them I think does a good job. But what's great about the Pixel 9 Pro is this selfie camera. It is probably like a 20 millimeter. It's a much more wide angle. Both of them can punch into the 0.4x and you can see how much of a difference it is between the two. Walking with both of them and showing you just generally holding it out, which one is better for vlogging. I think the Pixel 9 Pro does a great job. This is actually a pretty good focal length to be able to do a vlog where you've got pretty much half of your body, your torso. The Pixel 8 Pro cuts up to about my collarbone, showing you there that it's not as clean. They both have a nice bokeh focal length. They both kind of blur the background, which is nice, giving you a portrait mode. As I shift into the sun, you can see both of them are able to make those adjustments necessary. I think it's clean. I like the Pixel 9 Pro XL. It's nice. I'm actually really pleased. Vlogging on this one would be really easy. That's my biggest thing about using these front-facing cameras, is that vlogging's never been nice, even though I've got longer arms. It's pretty good. I'm impressed. Privacy and security is integral to my daily life. I actually work as a compliance officer, so having a VPN is super important to my day-to-day activities. A virtual private network, or VPN, is a great way to hide your IP address and safeguard your internet connection through encrypted tunnel. This way it shields your digital life from the eyes of those who are looking to exploit your private information. Private Internet Access Servers is located in 91 different locations, by giving you the option to change your IP address or to choose from all 50 states, allowing you to gain access to websites and services that are not available in those locations. One Private Internet Access subscription covers an unlimited amount of devices. This includes Windows, Mac OS, Android, iOS, and even consoles. Use my link down below in the description, piavpn.com/techinfluence, to get yourself 83% off a 2-year subscription plus 4 months extra free. Private Internet Access is my go-to here, and I recommend that you check them out as well. Thanks Private Internet Access for sponsoring this video. With that said, the final verdict, I think I would opt into the Pro as opposed to the XL. There really is only a couple of key features. It's about a ½ of an inch bigger than the Pro. It does get the extra telephoto lens. And lastly, it's got the AI features. If you don't care about AI as much as I don't care, then if you're gonna be switching, I probably don't recommend it. But if you're going from any other phone to this one, I think is a good competitor. Last piece is the price. I think the price is unfortunate that they weren't able to keep it underneath the $1,000 price point. I think it's a shame here that every doubling of your space is gonna cost you an extra $100, and that's something that I'm not for. With that said, down below in the links in the description will be the product pricing and availability. This video is sponsored from my channel sponsor, Private Internet Access. To get yourself 83% off and 4 months extra a 2-year subscription, use my link, piavpn.com/techinfluence for that deal. Otherwise, the rest of the products and accessories that we go over, I'll have down below as well that do give me a kickback. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Andy with Tech Influence, not as excited about this phone as I was. Nonetheless, I think it is a good upgrade if you're at least a year from any phone upgrade that you've done. Thanks for watching. Andy with Tech Influence. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye.